What screams I'm very insecure? All those people who post on Facebook those quotes that are like, "Don't worry about those who talk behind your back. They're behind you for a reason," or they tag themselves into any and every place including the docs/hospital/somewhere personal. Then when someone asks if they're okay they reply with, "Don't ask hun XOXOXUG." So basically, people who live their lives through very active social medias, I suppose I'm trying to say. People who always have to one-up you in everything. If you tell a story they have a better one. If you buy something expensive they have to be something even more expensive. Some people's whole life is trying to win some non-existent competition. People who feel the need to judge everyone in a negative light and who only want to see the worst in others so they can feel better about themselves. It just shows how unhappy they truly are. This is a self-roast, but I think I degrade myself just to hear others deny it. Is that insecure? Scene. Gets a notification on phone. XGF. Who's chatting to you now? Me. It's a game notification. Goes to shower. Me. Comes back to find GF going through every message, email and WhatsApp. Does that scream I'm insecure? When you question yourself, do they actually like me or are they pretending to? Or when you think you're gonna bother other people if you talk to them. Women that guard their men like a soldier. I was leaving an abusive relationship. My friend offered me a place to stay. The hitch was if she wasn't there and just her husband was, I had to leave. I got a hotel room. Not dealing with that. People whose self-esteem is so low that they can't stand the sight of people with high self-esteem. So they will try to break down anyone they perceive as more successful than them. When a group of this type of people comes together, a major crab bucket mentality arises and they will target people perceived as highly competent or successful for bullying, gossip, false rumors, and other things that should have been wiped out after elementary school. Automatically assuming negative intent. E.g., you friend didn't pick your call. Fuck her. She's trying to avoid me. I don't care about her anyway. Oftentimes, people don't know the difference between telling it like it is and just being flat out mean. People who tell it like it is only give their opinion when it is warranted because they would want someone to tell them the truth instead of dancing around it. However, some can cross this line and just be straight up rude. While using this same reasoning, those who tell it like it is are secure. Those who are unnecessarily mean are insecure. Not exactly a direct answer to your question, but I've always thought this and wanted to share. When people have and insist on constantly checking on their soul via some tracking app on their phone, it's one thing to have it and use it in case of emergency. But using it while out with your friends to make sure he's actually at work is creepy and super insecure. Using your internal fear as a reason not to do something. Hate your job? You don't apply for any others because you're scared of being rejected. Or that you don't deserve a better job. In a terrible relationship? You stay because you're scared of being alone. That kind of insecurity is the worst emo because it affects nearly everyone. I mostly see this at work. People who are in upper management and treat people like garbage just because they can. Being unnecessarily mean, rude or bitter to people. Treating new employees like garbage just because you're threatened they might take your job someday. A huge lifted truck without any discernible work purpose being extremely aggressive in traffic. I bought a mattress the other day and the salesman had a chin strap and blue flames tattooed up his arms. When I finished checking out, he came up behind my mom and I and said, very seriously, just so you know, people call me Firearms. Later that same day, my dad and I were in the parking lot at Lowe's and a guy with spiked hair pulled into the parking lot in a convertible blasting Crazy Bitch by Buckcherry. I like to think he and Firearms were separated at birth. Bullying people. You don't try to bring other people down if you truly feel good about yourself. Banning a Disney character from your country just because an university student said it looks like you. Posting photos with your so on Facebook every day claiming how madly in love you are and how perfect each other is. Not being able to walk anywhere alone. I am not talking about walking alone at night, but if you are not able to walk to the bathroom or another class alone, you have a problem. Posting screenshots of people trying to slip into DMs to put this creep on blast, but mainly because they want us to see other people hitting on them. Not looking people in the face. Wearing jackets or sweatshirts all the time as a safety blanket. Avoiding going out in public. Being generally quiet. Oh wait. Is this supposed to be a funny post or a self-reflection? Lying about your opinions and views to fit in while canceling somebody who thinks the exact same as you but chooses to express it. Lifestyle creep. Constant fishing for compliments when around people, e.g. "I'm so chunky" is a direct way to get someone to tell you that you look great. They argue against your grammar, semantics, or micro details, rather than the point you were obviously trying to make. You showed up to work an hour late. No, I didn't. I was an hour and 4 minutes late. Don't you know the difference between 8:00 and 9:04? Oh shit, you sure put me in my place, Josh. No joke. Most people have a habit of listing their insecurities in the first few lines they will talk to you. If someone feels the need to describe themselves after they meet you, it's a very safe bet everything they list is an insecurity. Well, I'm a really nice person. I'm really smart, etc. I've noticed some people make jokes and immediately look to others for approval laughs. I've noticed I do this, lol. Socially aware individuals understand that the other people have a life to run and might need a day or 7 for them only. Insecure people are going to have a fit in from the first lapse of communication. They expect that they have been abandoned for some really abstract reason, regardless if it has any merit or not. Getting mad when someone tries to help by correcting you. It's also your ego getting in the way. As from my own experience, people desperately trying to avoid other people's eyes. I'm so insecure in public areas I can't stand people looking at me. I can also tell when a person is struggling the same way. I sometimes catch myself giving people weird looks, so they stop looking at me. I hate how rude this looks sometimes. My fear of judgment is irrational and makes me act weird or rude. Grabbing your girl tighter as you walk into public places, followed by awful looks to anyone who makes eye contact. Being unable to sit in silence with others without talking, even if there's nothing to talk about. Making small gestures and then constantly seeking validation and reassurance that you are appreciated, even if there's no reason to think you aren't appreciated. Constantly asking if someone is mad at you, even when they have told you several times that they are not mad at you. Trying overly hard to be funny / likable / smart around people who already know you well just to seek attention and validation. Excessive selfies. The more staged / constructed they are, the worse off the person is. I even know people who don't think they look right without a filter. They don't get sad and FD up, that is. Those people have those huge raised double wide pickup trucks, but the only thing they ever haul is the occasional 6-pack of beer. Unfortunately, speaking from experience, not even applying for certain jobs because the voice in the back of my mind keeps saying you'll never be good at it. There's tons of people better than you. People, almost exclusively guys, who always have to have a better story than you. Save a kitten from a tree. Yeah, I did something like that once. But the tree was on fire. It was an endangered bobcat of Cucamonga and the chieftain let me bang his wife. He was so impressed. I used to be incredibly insecure, so here are things I used to do. 1. Being overly sensitive. I don't mean being upset when someone badmouths you. I mean getting upset over things you think people are saying, i.e. getting upset at what you infer from people's words. 2. Thinking people hate you or the world is out to get you. It's not. Thinking that way translates to you acting that way. It's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. In other words, always acting like the victim. 3. Being paranoid. I don't mean the kind where you need to be checked out by the doctor. I'm referring more to thinking your partner is cheating on you or your friends secretly hate you, etc. They don't. These are lies invented by your insecurities. Don't fall for them. 4. Excessive bragging. I never did this much, but I've seen a lot of people do it. When you brag non-stop about this or that, it doesn't have the effect you want. You never look cool or awesome. It only shows you have a big need for approval and lack self-esteem.